and this is Dr. Paul Feuerstein, editor-in-chief of Dentistry Today. And I have the biggest smile on right now. My patients can't see it, unfortunately, because I'm covered with all sorts of masks and things. I am thrilled to be here with a couple of dentistry's icons. And I'm not kidding. I mean, these are two people that have done more for dentistry on different levels than you can even possibly imagine. So first, let me introduce you to Dr. Densen Cao. Incidentally, it's spelled C-A-O, just so, but we pronounce it Cao. And Densen is responsible for something that you use every single day. If anybody here uses a laser, uses a curing light, and lots of other equipment, the reason they actually operate is based on some of Densen's early research. And what Densen did for me here is he handed me his bibliography and his biography before we started. It's 63 pages, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, Densen. It includes everything he's ever done. And so if we have an extra half an hour at the end, we'll go through the whole thing with you, Densen. And then the great icon of dentistry, one of the great guys in dentistry, one of the great technology minds in dentistry, and most important, one of my actual real best friends, Dr. John Fluke. John, I haven't seen either of you guys in over a year, and that is just nasty.
Agreed. It absolutely is. In fact, it's nice to actually be able to see some people that, you can see their whole face for a change instead of just from the eyes up. So.
And we all know that the dental meetings were a meeting point for us, not only to give information out and to show new products, but to see our comrades, to see all your friends. And it's so hard. And all of us have been on Zoom doing lectures and listening to lectures and watching things, and it's just not the same. I mean, I have to stare in front of the screen sometimes and speaking to who knows how many people, and there's not a nod like this or somebody falling asleep in the back of the room. You kind of miss those things. So anyway, Densen, tell us a little bit about your company, and then I want to talk about an amazing product that you're launching and that John has been using, and let's talk about this. This is quite amazing. When I say amazing, I mean amazing. So tell us a little bit about your company, Densen.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for the kind words about me.
All true.
Yeah, really not kind for John, but John is much better than what you said, and on that. But the company, we call the CAO Group, it's CAO Group, and the CAO is much easier to pronounce. And we have been in the dentistry for 20 years. First 10 or 15 years, we're really behind the scenes of dentistry. We create a lot of technologies to serve the dentistry. And I was, mentored by two, big icons in dentistry, Gordon and Rella Christensen's. I worked for them for 5 years and, really learning the dentistry. And the reason I left them is to create the first LED cone light. That's about it. I've been used in every single practice almost across the US and worldwide. And
absolutely.
Great company, who supplies the current light is licensed to our technology. And so we estimate to save a lot of money, the halogen to LEDs. So based on that, we understand the deficiencies of LED current light, even we created. So we also very good at laser. Feel most important, features on the current light is people are always asking, could I have a collimated beam? So I don't have to worry about the distance, everything. That's number one. Number two is, could I have 1 second, 3 second cure? If not 10 or 15 or 20 seconds. So far, I don't believe anybody doing beyond 20 seconds anymore because of the LED technologies. So based on those and other things, we really put our effort in the last 5-6 years. So we developed the world first, even the first FDA approved handheld laser curing light, because nobody else have done that. So FDA just created a very special category, honestly, for this product. So the product deemed, be safe and effective. FDA really put a lot of work for us, and then, we work diligently more than a year, working with the FDA, and then so we got approved, with a new category.
So let's talk about this laser. So what you've done is you've taken the curing light and the laser, combined them into one unit, and we call this the Monet. Interesting name.
Yeah.
Monet.
The reason we call it Monet, you know, we own company AMD Lasers, also our, you know, subsidiary. And the first brand AMD laser, well known by the dentistry, called Picasso's. So all our future lasers are going to be named, you know, by an artist. So this one we call it Monet. Next one we're going to have a new revolutionary laser out. We're going to be called Da Vinci. And after that, we're going to have Michelangelo. That's going to be the master.
That's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you some things about the laser itself. So first of all, you've put these two pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things you mentioned quickly initially is about collimation. So the definition of a laser is it's a direct straight beam of some sort. Mm-hmm. So you now have a certain spot size that's a collimated beam. Is that how this works?
Exactly. That's exactly what the laser you can do. You know, you cannot do with any other light, create a collimated beam. It's going to be very challenging, you know, but laser, you know, you can do the collimated beam with the complete optics. When you see the field light, evening light of the sky, all those things, but the complete, you know, large, you know, optics. But in the form factor we're talking about, you know, current light, and the particularly size, the optics challenging is very, very challenging. This is the, you know.
It looks, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Tiny, yeah.
Tiny, and then you can really hold by hand. We have the, you know, really we talk to a lot of clinicians. So the head 360-degree location.
Oh, wow.
You can do any angle you want. The battery easy to take off. On. You don't have to, you know, really worry about if you run a battery, you know, to other charging, whatever. Because it's truly a 3-second cure. We only designed one button, nothing else.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
From now on, you don't need anything, you know, more than 3 seconds. We have you know, the great dentist, John Lukey, and Dr. Lukey, I would say, and test, you know, heavily clinically, you know, for last 12 months even, right, John?
Yeah.
And so this really, you know, we consider a lot, you know, factors. Same time, we're always science data driven. You know, we're not going to sell anything without a data backup. You know, for
sure.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask John a quick question. So, John, using this, we're in a world now where companies are coming out left and right with bulk fill composites, and you can, you know, my curing light cures down about 2 or 3 millimeters. Mm-hmm. Even with a bulk fill, it makes me nervous. So what's the depth of cure on this laser light?
This thing is between 4 to 8, depending on the shade. And I mean, this truly does take any composite now and pretty much make it a bulk fill material.
Wow.
And that,
really? That is
phenomenal. Really? Yeah, in 3 seconds. I mean, there's one button, even I can't mess it up. You know, it's just press and go. You know?
So I'm dealing with a laser. When I use a laser in my office, I have to wear special glasses and things. Are there any protective things we have to do with this light?
Same thing. Yeah, there's protective eyewear. And I know a lot of people, you know, even halogen lights or LEDs, they're so intense now, they can cause problems.
Oh, sure.
And a lot of people just say, oh, it's not that big a deal. Honestly, it is a big deal. There's been a lot of research done that show even with LEDs, it's a big deal. But with a laser, it's obviously really important to protect your eyes because this is a very bright, strong beam. That's how it manages to do what it does, is it's collimated and it's crazy bright, crazy, depth of cure. But you also have to be judicious in how you use it, like any other tool.
Now, to me, if I have a laser in my hand, doesn't this thing get hot? Doesn't the tip get hot or anything? How about you, Densen? What do you think?
Yeah, we you know, when we design the device, we'll consider all the factors, make sure, you know, at the time, you know, during the use, you know, either, you know, the pop or the tip itself never exceeds, you know, 5 degrees C. That's the FDA, you know, limitations.
Because it's going in somebody's mouth.
Right.
Yeah. No, yes, that's the FDA regulation. You cannot exceed, you know, 5 C about your body temperature. You know, otherwise you're going to damage tissues, you know, everything. And we do because the collimated, beam, so we can create different size beam for different applications. That's why we have those apertures. We have different apertures.
Oh.
If you want to cure a class 5 near the gum, right? You can use our, 6 millimeter or even 4 millimeter tips. I'll give you same power density and a parallel beam. You want to cure root canal, just if you do use the resin filler, use this 2 millimeter aperture, give you a straightforward 2 millimeter beam. And
it's the same power as if it was 11 or 2 or 4.
Exactly. It's the same power density is always the same. For veneer, if you want a tacking, you want a small beam size, you only have 2 millimeters, you just use 2 millimeter beam, tacking it 1 second. So you can.
So now I have a question for either one of you is, when I've been studying LED lights, some of the lights have multiple different wavelengths going around, and there's a broad band, I would say, of everything. How does the laser work in that realm? I mean, because some of the older composites set at different frequencies and new frequencies. And so how does that work? I don't really understand how it would work with the laser.
I'm going to let Densen answer that, Paul, because that was one of the very first questions that I asked him when we were talking about this. I was like, what about these other photo initiators? So Densen, tell him what you told me, because you definitely sold me with it.
Most important is right now, we're creating a new category. Laser is different from, LED. So LED definitely is a broad spectrum. Laser is coherent light, almost like a single wavelength, right? But you do have a spectrum for all the photo initiators, and that's also our concern as well. We continue to understand the physics, why we can cure all the composite in the market. Before, when we developed the product, that's number one thing we did. Not only, we did 5 years, so we continuously doing anything new on the market. So we test more than 50 all possible composite in the market, and everyone cured. The Light1080p Foundation, Dr. Christensen, their team also did all the possible composite available to them. We did not fail any single composite.
Wow.
And they published this report in their February issues. And so is right now we can confidently saying we are curing all the composite on the market. But we have no doubt that there may be some composite we possibly miss, but we know that's not going to be popular one, and in the U.S. market.
So now I'm going to put you on the spot here. No pun intended about the spot.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry. What about we always hear about composite shrinkage away from the margins and things like that. Yeah. With this rapid cure, is that a plus or minus, or does it matter? How does that all happen?
Probably I'll answer first, then John, see if you can help. To us, most important, because of the nature of material, most important for composite is the polymerization conversion. They call it DC factor. Number one, you have to make sure the polymer is, polymerized, or your resin is polymerized. That's the most important. Let's create the hardness, everything all together. But at the same time, the mother nature also is something we cannot overcome the physics. All composite, doesn't matter how you cure it, they all gonna shrink.
Okay.
To bacteria, the shrinkage, 1%, 2%, 3%, all Grand Canyon to them. So, but don't get me wrong there.
No.
No, we did a shrinkage test. We have data to support everything. We are equal or better than the best LEDs on the shrinkage wise. But I think people misunderstood, because I'm a material scientist, right?
Yeah.
People misunderstood. Oh, I'm a 0.5% better in shrinkage. My composite must be better than yours.
Oh.
That's really the misconception the entire industry got. If you have 0.1% or 0.3% make no difference for benefit. It's really the adhesives, if they can pull in the gap, seal the gap. So far, nobody have figured that one out yet. I hope one day we'll provide a solution. And everybody else who can, right now, if somebody can really figure out is, no shrinkage composite as number one, expanding composite, and that would be the true solution. But as long as you cure a polymer, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what, That's the chemistry.
Yeah.
Now, John, I have a question for you, just laterally.
Sure.
Knowing you as well as I do, I'm sure you took this laser light, and have played with it in different ways. How far away have you stood from a patient to get that laser to set the composite?
Well, I haven't actually done it.
Now, this is off-label.
Yet.
This is off-label.
I haven't stood a great distance. I mean, I've used it on a lot of restorations in the mouth, but I have not experimented with distance there. But I can tell you that setting up in a lab setting, that I am up to 39 inches away. And the tests still hold up, because what I'm doing is I'm using a compression test of I'm crushing the composites when I'm done and measuring, how strong the composite is. And I'm up to 39 inches away. And it's still setting it like nobody's business.
We do have one doctor, he tested 6 feet away. I can send a video, but we don't publish that video. So this is just for fun, but nobody.
That's just curious.
But you do bring one point. I think clinically maybe most relevant. John can comment on that. Is right now when you use an LED current light, you always try to have the light on top. So really contaminated the lens frequently. Sometimes it can destroy it.
Yes.
Yeah. So with the laser, you can really move above the top surface. You still get the same effect. We did this testing. Nobody even want to challenge you to this testing. We have this testing by the third-party scientist. So we put current light 8 millimeter away, from the current surface. Of course, this is a jig.
Yeah.
We put 8 millimeter composite in the jig. We are the only one can cure it. And
I mean, every dentist has experienced that they have they're ready to set the composite, and they go, oops, and they hit the top of it.
Or the other thing is that a lot of times I've seen people, and this is one of the reasons I'm a big one on eye protection just in general, is because you can look at your light, but you'll see people come in and, I'm just going to use this as an example, but, people will come in and put put a light down the tooth, and they're like, oh, I better not look. So I look away, and their hand moves 8 or 10 millimeters away from the target, and then they hit the button and they're completely off center. With this, I mean, literally, you could stand on the other side of the room until the patient opened, and you can still set it because it's got the same intensity. So, that's the thing about this, is you don't have to be right on top of the target. You can be, if you want to, lift it a few millimeters above the target, you certainly can, and you're going to get just the same set. LEDs tend to break down, they lose about 10% per millimeter. This thing doesn't.
And we both know about checking the intensity of those curing lights and what happens over time. And I mean, that's a whole story in itself. We won't even start on that.
Yeah, that's another, technology we want let is we build inside monitor in this light. If lighting below, our calibrate value, this LED light can give you a warning. So, but this will never happen. But that's what we understand that. But another important, like John said, right now if you cure 20-30 seconds, is whoever handle the light, they can move the light.
Yeah.
They hold still in there for 20. But with the 3 second, 1, 2, 3, done. And then you eliminate a lot of errors. That's for sure.
Boy, I have to say that this is something that every single dentist uses every single day. And there's so much more information we can do, but we only have so much time.
Sure.
So Densen, people are going to have so many questions now that they've heard about the Monet Light. So where can we get more information? Because we can't stay on for another 20 minutes. I still have to read your biography.
Exactly. Visit our website, amdlasers.com. There are very good amount of information. Like I said, I'm a scientist, I'm a nerd, I'm not a clinic. I'm counting people like you to, give us clinical feedbacks. But at the same time, most important, we are really scientific data driven. We're not going to claim anything we don't have data to support.
And that stands up for your whole company. And I have to say that in sincerity, that I've never seen a product coming from your company that didn't do what it was supposed to do and didn't deliver what you said it was going to deliver. And I say that sincerely.
No, that's really important. That's about, Gordon Rella told me, from beginning, if you don't have data, don't say it. And that's why, they have become the icon those many years, through dentistry, because what they said, we cannot say always 100%, but at least 98, 99% right.
Wow.
That's all because, they trust data. Same thing for us, for everybody else.
Sure. Well, John, any last words?
Just real quickly, everything you need, just from a doctor's purchasing standpoint, everything you need comes in the package. Densen showed those aperture changers; those are part of the kit. Eye protection is part of the kit. 2 batteries are part of the kit. So it's not like you purchase this and then, I've got to have these other, expensive little add-ons that I have to purchase. It's just it's an all-in-one, which I think is a great thing, excuse me, that the company has done, is to make it just simply you buy it and you get everything that you need. It's a phenomenal piece of equipment. That's probably my final word. Highly recommended, phenomenal curing device.
It's revolutionary. Without a doubt, it's revolutionary. And you've taken the two pieces of the puzzle and put them together. And who thought of that?
He did.
We are so confident, Paul, to every, our customers. We have a 30-day money back. No question asked, Gary. Wow. If you don't like the light, just like, if those people old enough see the discount tire video, just send back to us. We send the label to you, you ship back to us. And we are so confident this is going to be, we cannot say change your practice, but it's going to make your practice very, very efficient.
Yes.
Well, John and Densen, first of all, it's been just great sitting here talking with you. I can't wait to see you at the next whatever. We'll have to come out. We'll have to come out to Utah and come out and see you then anyway, one way or another.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
we really want you to come here. When everything clear up. Hopefully, by end of the year. So.
The tunnel is coming out at the end. So,
all right.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me and learning and teaching me about these things. And thanks for everything both of you do for the whole industry. And John, I love you. You know that. And Densen, I won't give you a big hug yet. Wait till you get vaccinated completely.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate it. Thank you, John.
Yeah. Thank you, Densen and Paulie. Always a pleasure, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.